6 months have passed since the Woke Invaders left the perimeter of the Vindemiatrix system. Having barely survived a long and grueling mission to raid and destabilize the defensive grid of the system's only habitable planet, they had jumped back to the nearby Alcor system to recuperate and reorganize into a proper regiment composed of varied forces. Luea Grendel-Guillot, leader of this motley crew, has now taken on the rank of colonel to reflect the unit's expanded size. During those months on the minor industrial world of Alcor 3, the more grave injuries sustained during the highly volatile raid contract have been treated with the finest technology available. Various tank crews and the occasional mech warrior can be seen sporting cybernetic limbs and spinal implants that give back the quality of life they thought lost. Despite this, they all seem determined to put these new chances to vengeful use. The invaders prepare to head back towards Vindemiatrix with far more resources than they'd bargained for. Having now proven themselves on 2 contracts with overwhelming success for the Galatean League, they have been trusted with immense war materiel as thanks for 3 solid years of loyalty, with a subtle implication that future loyalty is strongly desired. Perhaps the former League leadership, now members of the newly reformed Isle of Skye, mean to set up the invaders with a more permanent position. However, it all hinges on this new contract handed down from on high: a full-scale planetary invasion of Vindemiatrix 3. The vast open space near the zenith point of the Vindemiatrix system ripples and shimmers as the newest hardware to grace the Woke Invaders appears in a burst of light and magnetism. This yet-to-be-named merchant-class jumpship that suddenly begins occupying the zenith space is of an odd origin. Stripped of some armor to make room for more passengers and a third dropship dock, this ancient, heavily modified passenger jumpship was seen as unfit for the Sky Regulars and handed over to the Woke Invaders for its inherent value. The Invaders' newly hired crew of the jumpship notices that parts of the upgraded grav deck and inner bulkheads occasionally sport stylized text bearing the name Kahlo. With a silent burst of atmosphere escaping the docking collars, a near-simultaneous disembarkation of all 3 attached dropships begins. Maneuvering into their proper vectors, a Union C, Union X, and some monstrosity that can barely be recognized as a Leopard CV begin their inexorable burn towards a tan globe in the distance. With the Union C in the center and slightly in front, its powerful transmitters emit an audio recording that will, in minutes, splash across the surface of Vindemiatrix 3 and any hardware able to receive it.
This is Colonel Guillaume of the Woke Invaders. To all LCAF forces arrayed against us, you have the length of our dropship's burn time to surrender the system of Vindemiatrix to the Isle of Skye. This is your only chance. If you remain unwise in your decisions, then let me tell you a little tale. There was a time we worked for your government, against the Jade Falcons. The LCAF rightly feared the Falcons, weakened though as they may be, and wanted us to be the vanguard of a combined effort. It seems that your social generals aren't to be trusted, however. The Lyrans left us to die on Callanfold, time and again, watching from a comfortable distance as my people fought and gave their lives. What seemed like negligence at first, I now see as pure greed and self-preservation. They tried to use us as an expendable pawn in their plans, but we are not without plans of our own. 1 year of preparation has led to this glorious moment. See what good all your love of money and control will do for you now. Watch firsthand as you lose an entire star system for no other reason than pure hubris. In the event of your likely and pompous refusal to surrender, whichever of you would we allow to survive are charged with carrying this message to all houses and clans alike. To betray the Woke Invaders is to ignite the hellfire, forever unending, until you are entirely consumed.